The bill is blowing up. Make sure you guys stick around for the full video. We got a lot to get into here.
I'd like to see the credentials right now.
You insist?
What's up, guys? Short Timer Prepping / John Claymore here. Now, this video will be going on both channels. And before we talk about this this bill stalling out, which, by the way, is good news, I want to let you guys know that links to both channels will be in the comment section of this video. Something could happen to this channel here in John Claymore, or something could happen to Short Timer Prepping, which, by the way, is going to be changed to Gear Issue 33 officially this weekend. I apologize for the delay. The reason why I'm doing that is so that way you guys can continue to stay in touch with me and, of course, continue to stay in touch with the content itself. But now, I want to go ahead and get to this right here. So the bill has actually stalled. These guys are going home to their home states, and they plan on actually pushing this thing through probably on Monday to get a vote on the confirmation. Now, of course, the deadline for this deal was on Thursday, and, of course, it never got done. And the reason why, of course, is because the left is going way too far. They want red flag laws. Republicans are starting to kind of wilt a little bit on red flag laws because they're saying, look, you know what? Maybe it's not a good idea. So maybe this phone number that I got from another channel, which, by the way, is actually the number to the Capitol Hill switchboard, which, by the way, this is the number that you would use to get in touch with your senator, your representatives, to kind of like tell them, hey, look, you know, I don't want you voting on this bill because, quite frankly, I do not support what you're doing. I voted for you in 2020. I voted for you in 2018, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You will no longer have my support if you go through with this bill. I highly advise you guys to, at least give it at least some type of thought before you decide to allow them to continue to strip away our Second Amendment gun rights. And this is the reason why I'm putting this number in here, so that way you guys can kind of see it, and maybe you guys can kind of sort of help them change their minds. Brings me to the next topic of this video, which is, was this strategy? Now, guys, most of these rhinos are, in fact, rhinos. They're scummy. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and play what Mitch McConnell said a couple of days ago.
Senator Cornyn, who, as you know, I asked to be the point person on our side to see if we could come to an outcome after these horrible school shootings. And his teammates indicated, as you have reported, coming together behind a framework which hopefully can be turned into legislative language and passed. For myself, I'm comfortable with the framework, and if the legislation ends up reflecting what the framework indicates, I'll be supportive.
So was Cocaine Mitch, and well, we just call him the Turtle. I like to call him Cocaine Mitch from time to time. Was he just being strategic? You see, it wouldn't surprise me if he was, and of course, I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying this, but quite frankly, it's got to be said. I remember when Mitch McConnell pushed the Democrats to go for impeachment round 2 on Donald Trump, only for him to then turn right back around and vote to acquit. Okay, sometimes it's a strategy, and sometimes it's not. Now, by the way, John Cornyn has ended his career. That's it. As a matter of fact, I think he did that because he knows he's leaving the United States Senate. Same thing with Lindsey Graham. These people know that they are done. Same thing with Richard Burr. Same thing with Susan Collins. They know that they are done. They obviously decide to kick the American people in the balls before they decide to walk out. You know, basically, like I said before, you know, kind of stick it in us without giving us at least the benefit of a reach around or giving us any type of lube or KY or anything like that. They just want to kind of like just put it in us one last time. But here's the thing. This right here is the stuff that these people are actually are losing their minds over. First of all, the boyfriend loophole, which, by the way, somebody put in the comments section, they did not think I did a better job of actually explaining the boyfriend loophole. So right now, they're having an issue trying to determine what is actually a relationship and what is not a relationship. Meaning, like, is it somebody that you went on a date with? Is it a one-night stand? Is it a stalker? That type of stuff right there versus somebody that you've been in a relationship with over a year. By the way, ladies, if you're listening to this channel, I believe women should be armed. I believe all women should, in fact, be armed. Actually pick up a weapon, learn to use said weapon, and defend yourselves from really what could be very, very scummy individuals. Most of these scummy individuals, by the way, they claim to be male feminists, but let's be honest, a male feminist is just code for a male who can't get laid with a woman who disagrees with him on things. Beta, that right there is another piece. That's another word I like to use for male feminists is beta males. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesse Lee Peterson says, beta. But look, here's the deal. The other thing that these guys are kind of wielding on is, of course, the red flag laws. Now, see, these guys put this red flag law language into the bill, trying to fund states, give them incentives for putting in red flag laws, which, by the way, most states would not enforce them anyways or even put them into law. Which somebody put down that the city of Philadelphia had a red flag law. I'm a little bit little bit curious about that. I mean, are you sure it's the state of Pennsylvania? If somebody can kind of help me out with that, just throw it in the comment section. But here's the deal. I had a feeling that the libs were actually going to hate this bill. Their base. They're beholden to their base. The right, for the most part, does not care about their base, and the right, of course, is starting to wake up and starting to realize that their politicians do not care about them, so what do? They primary them out. Also, not to mention the fact that Tom Rice was also primaried out, one of the guys who voted to impeach Trump. And by the way, we can discuss Trump at a later date. This was not even really what this was about. I'm just using this as an example. This right here is who these people are. People on the right have just now woke up and realized exactly how bad their politicians are, so this right here is one of the reasons why they're primarying certain set individuals out. It's kind of bad that we did not get Nancy Mace pulled, but I think you guys are kind of picking up on what I'm saying. The left, on the other hand, their ideas are so bad that they can't primary people out. Anytime they try to primary a moderate out, said moderate still ends up winning, yet then moderate ends up losing in the general. That's kind of the point, to weaken them and make them look like they're left-wing crazies. That's kind of the reason why, because their moderate voters will still vote for their politician and not the far leftist candidate. That's kind of why we're actually doing this. But here's the deal. They're starting to wilt. They're falling apart. Thank God that they are doing this. I do think that part of this was strategy, but at the same time, though, I also think some of these people, quite frankly, really and truly are scumbags. Some of these rhinos really and truly are bad. Some of these rhinos really and truly do not care based upon their actual vote. But in the case of people like McConnell, I think they're trying to use this as a strategy to kind of make the left look a little bit more crazy than they normally were. That's kind of what the second impeachment was designed to make these people look like a bunch of power-hungry authoritarians. That is what it was designed to do. This bill right here, I don't think was intentionally designed to do that, but I think certain people in the party probably got a hold of the rhinos and said, look, let's at least prop it up so that way the left can completely blow up their own bill. And as you guys can see, they've kind of sort of blown up their own bill. So at the end of the day, this bill right here could just end up resulting in, I don't know, hardening the schools, which is something that, quite frankly, we wanted to begin with. And then some laws in the books that, quite frankly, were already laws in the books, which a simple Google search would tell you that, yes, there is a provision saying that stalkers and ex-boyfriends and domestic violence personnel, people who commit acts of domestic violence, are actually banned from getting a gun anyways, which, by the way, is on the books in 19 other states, and I believe in, I think, 20 additional states, there are other laws to do this. So it's basically a law that's already on the books. So at the end of the day, the Democratic Party just pissed away their own opportunity to take advantage of 10 piece of crap rhinos. Guys, I figure I would just go ahead and throw this out here. And like I said before, it looks to me like the tide is beginning to turn and we're beginning to win this fight. As I stated in the video that I did on Claymore, which is another reason why I want the people on Short Time of Prepping to subscribe to Claymore, which I discuss social issues, I believe that we're actually winning the fight. I discussed it by using the case out of the Supreme Court case over the football coach who was praying at the end of every game. The reason why I did that was because I wanted to show you people, I wanted to show you guys that, I know I accidentally said you people, my bad, I'm sorry about that there, but I wanted to show you guys that we are actually, in fact, winning the war on all fronts. If we were not winning the war, they would not be acting this way, and they would not be blowing up every chance they got to get an actual honest-to-God victory, which it looks to me like they're not going to get. Guys, John Claymore here, Short Timer Prepping, soon to be Gear Issue 33. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, sign up in the comment section, and I will see you guys later.
Dude, I got the fucking flashbang props for my Quiet cosplay. These bitches are real as fuck. Look at this shit.